Topping our news at this hour, a Wabash Valley community says goodbye to a fallen soldier. The funeral for Staff Sgt. Lewsader Jr. took place this morning in Clinton, Indiana. Lewsader Jr. died a little more than a week ago in Afghanistan from wounds he suffered when his vehicle was struck by a rocket-propelled grenade. We'll have complete coverage of the funeral for you tonight at 6, 5 Central. And folks from Palestine, Illinois will say goodbye this week to another soldier killed overseas. Visitation for Army Private First Class Jacob Tracy will be held tomorrow at the Palestine Grade School from 4 until 8 p.m. Funeral services will be held Wednesday, also at the grade school beginning at 2 p.m. Memorial donations can be made to the American Red Cross or the Pilgrim Holiness Church Transportation Fund. The body of a Wabash Valley native killed in a South Carolina fire is back home this midday. Washington, Indiana native Mark Kelsey died last week in a fire at a Charleston, South Carolina furniture store. The plane carrying Kelsey's body landed in Indianapolis a little before 4:30 yesterday afternoon. A ceremony was held at the Indianapolis International Airport honoring Kelsey for the work he had done.
It was a shock to the community when we first learned Tuesday morning the loss of one of our own hometown boys. We knew that Mark was working at Charleston, but we never dreamed that it would hit us in a small community in southern Indiana.
Firefighters are a pretty rugged lot. They're tough. They're the men and women of the fire service have seen everything. This is that one time when they're just humble pie.
A motorcade led Kelsey's body to a funeral home in Washington, Indiana. Along the route, hundreds of firefighters lined the streets to pay their respects. Once in Washington, people lined both sides of the street to honor the 1985 graduate of Washington High School.
It's quite an honor to Mark. He's gone. You can't bring him back, but we can sure bury him as a hero. Man, he's a hometown hero.
This was pretty heart-wrenching. It's just really difficult to see this.
After the procession, Kelsey's family met briefly with the firefighters who helped bring Kelsey's body back to his hometown. Funeral services for Kelsey are scheduled for tomorrow in the Washington High School gymnasium. The calling begins at 9 a.m. Central Time and continues until the funeral service at 2 p.m. Kelsey will be buried in the Sugar Land Memorial Gardens. A former public servant loses her life to cancer. Former Terre Haute meter maid Kelly Relaford died Saturday afternoon at Meadows Manor East. This is video that News 10 took last November at Relaford's retirement party from the Terre Haute Police Department. For more than 3 decades, Relaford served the community as a meter maid. Funeral services for Kelly Relaford will be held tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Grandview Cemetery. Both sides rest in a Vigo County double murder trial. Kevin Hampton is on trial for the murders of Cassie Harris and Tonette Dickinson. This morning, Vigo County prosecutor Terry Modisett called his 3 final witnesses to the stand, then rested his case. The defense then called its one and only witness, Kevin Hampton. And after some heated exchanges between Hampton and the prosecution, the defense rested its case as well. The court is now adjourned until tomorrow when the case could possibly go to the jury. We'll have much more on this story for you tonight at 6, 5 Central. A man charged with stealing a water heater from the Charles T. Height Community Center expected in court this afternoon. Franklin Brown Jr. turned himself into police last week. Terre Haute Police Chief George Ralston tells News 10 police found one of the Height Center's water heaters inside of Brown's home. The other water heater has yet to be found. Brown faces a possible felony charge. Cal Ellis, an attorney for the Height Center board, tells News 10, quote, "There was no criminal intent. He turned himself in, and I doubt criminal charges will be filed," end quote. The state of Illinois taking a proactive approach to stop meth manufacturers. The state launched an internet database yesterday allowing communities to track convicted methamphetamine makers. The registry includes the person's name, birth date, the type of crime, and the county where it was committed. The information is collected by local circuit court clerks and the Illinois Department of Corrections. You can check out the registry by going to this story on our website. That's at WTHITV.com. A bus crash in southern Kentucky kills 1 person and injures many others. The accident happened this morning near Bowling Green, Kentucky. The county coroner says the bus appeared to have drifted off the roadway and crashed into the abutment of the concrete overpass along Interstate 65. The bus had been rented by a family and was headed home from a family reunion when it crashed. Besides the death, police say 66 other people were injured. The man accused of murdering his pregnant girlfriend in Ohio is due in court this afternoon. And while the discovery of Jesse Davis's body over the weekend has brought some closure for her family, there are still the questions of how and why the young mother was killed. CBS's Allison Harmelin has the latest now on this developing story.
Bobby Cutts Jr. is to be arraigned this afternoon on 2 counts of murder, charged in the death of his girlfriend, Jessie Davis, and her unborn child. He was arrested Saturday, just hours after Davis's body was discovered in a shallow grave about 25 miles from her home, where police now say she was killed on June 14th. Davis was 9 months pregnant, and Cutts was also the father of her 2-year-old son. He was married to another woman, but neighbors never knew there was trouble.
Half a dozen times I remember seeing him, but yeah, didn't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Cutts is a police officer, and the Canton police chief confirms he was generally considered a happy and jovial officer.
He seemed to enjoy his work and seemed to be upbeat most of the time on the few occasions that I had the opportunity to see him.
Flowers and tributes are piling up outside the Davis home, while the community comes to terms with the tragedy.
I think we all had a little bit of hope that, something, better would turn out.
Also due in court today is Maisha Farrell. She went to high school with Cutts and was arrested on Sunday, charged with obstruction of justice. Jessie Davis was just 26 years old. Family members say they're overwhelmed with grief. Having lived through days and days of fear and uncertainty, they're now facing the question of why someone would want to take the life of this young mother and baby. Allison Harmelin, CBS News.
Yeah.
Well, check out this video from China. It was a dramatic rescue in Shanghai Saturday as a man falls 2 floors while trying to escape from a burning building. Firefighters and residents watched as the man teetered on a ledge just outside of his apartment to avoid the flames. A firefighter climbed to reach him, but he fell as he tried to reach a ladder. He hit a metal pole before being stopped by a safety rope. The cause of the fire is being blamed on smoking. Well, it's a gray Monday here in the Wabash Valley, so will the sun break through the clouds and brighten things up a bit? Storm Team 10 meteorologist David Wire explains more right after the break. You're watching News 10 at midday on WTHI.
You're watching News 10, leading the way in the Wabash Valley. Closed captioning is sponsored by First Financial Bank.
A new era in weather technology is here. The Storm Team 10 Fury. The Storm Team 10 Fury takes you inside the storm with not 1 but 3 live local Doppler radars showing you the storm live in 3D, giving you the most accurate picture ever and more information even earlier. The Storm Team 10 Fury, the next generation of weather technology, only on News 10, leading the way.
Now, the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast continues with Storm Team 10 meteorologist David Wire, certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Good afternoon, everybody. 11 minutes after the hour. And again, I've mentioned this a couple times today. This is not the best looking Monday we've ever had around here. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere going to give us that soupy kind of sky. We're going to keep that around all week as it stays very, very humid outside. Now, as far as who's getting the rain showers, well, the Storm Team 10 Fury radar is looking and it's tracking. And the one area that is seeing some rain showers is going to be a little bit farther down to the south into Knox County. Southern Lawrence and Knox County there along Highway 41. They're just south of Vincennes. So if you travel that way often on your way down to Princeton, you'll run into just a quick isolated shower, and you can see south of Petersburg as well, just outside of Knox County. Just a couple little cells, not severe, not doing anything but just dropping some pretty heavy rain in just a small isolated area, and that is all we've got out there for you in the form of rain, everybody. So just a few isolated areas to the south. A lot of you have called this morning and said, Dave, I've got outside plans. Do I have time to get them done? Well, spotty showers like this are going to try to grow and be around overhead, especially now that we've hit lunchtime and into these next couple of hours. Clouds, they are still out there. 75. Temperatures haven't changed much since this morning. Going to try to get the temperatures still into the upper 80s outside, because as soon as any sunlight breaks through and those winds out of the south and southwest, it'll warm up in a hurry, but it is still uncomfortable and muggy even at a 75, which is not much different than what we had this morning. Okay, these rain showers are all developing down to the south and really just not moving anywhere. Look at them. They just kind of hang around. The problem with that is some areas getting, well, more rain than what they need for the time being, that is, but still some welcome rain in southern Illinois, extreme southern Illinois. I used this morning here. The area of low pressure is still close by. This is still the best area to receive some rain showers. That has not changed anywhere around this low pressure. That will be the case, and this low is really not moving anywhere. And what it's going to do, is just kind of dissolve. And so until it dissolves, we're keeping this forecast around. The skies are going to look the same. Thunderstorm outlook going to be the same. Pretty much like this for you tomorrow as well, where it's not going to rain all day by all means at your house, but you're going to have some spotty areas of rain showers just kind of in and out there. And here's exactly what we're seeing. Upper 80s for temperatures, especially a little farther to the north where we're trying to clear some skies out. Again, more areas just really starting to pop up and develop as we get into these afternoon and evening hours. But in the short term, if you're out there getting ready to take a lunch or you're enjoying your lunch hour with us, thank you for that, by the way. But we are going to have a few areas of rain showers trying to develop by dinner time there and hanging around into the evening again a little bit farther to the south. As far as severe weather goes, the dynamics aren't really there for severe weather. If we were to get an isolated case for a severe thunderstorm for one county, that's all I think it would be. It would be 1 or 2 counties, but it would be because of hail, not because of anything else. But again, those chances are going to stay minimal for us today. Again, tomorrow looking about like today. Same forecast, upper 80s near 90 degrees, spotty rain showers around as well. And so if you've got outside plans, take an umbrella with you. But do know the rain's not going to ruin your plans the next couple of days. It'll be around and in the forecast, but shouldn't slow you down too much, as one area shouldn't see too much rain showers for a long period of time. We'll see winds out of the southwest, 10 miles per hour. Here's your forecast. Partly sunny skies, and we have yet to see a part of the sunshine today, but the afternoon will shape up a little bit better. With all this moisture and a stagnant low pressure around, look for calm winds basically overnight, 0 to 5 miles per hour. That'll be just enough to allow fog to develop, if you will. And it stays like this, Susie, for the next couple of days. Cold front moves through Thursday. It's a weak cold front, but basically what it'll do is make it just feel better and make it look a little better outside as well. So day-to-day chances for rain today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday.
The motivation factor today?
Yeah, pretty low. Yeah, pretty low, and it kind of...
No, just stay inside.
I hear you.
Work hard.
That's right.
Thank you so much, David. Well, good news for some area middle schoolers. The Honey Creek Middle School Science Bowl team took home the top prize at the National Middle School Science Bowl. The competition is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Energy. This is the 3rd year in a row that Honey Creek has won. Congratulations to the team. Well, could there be a connection between autism and growth hormones? You'll hear what a new study reveals straight ahead. And another health news this midday, the bottle that your multivitamins come in, well, it could soon change, and we're going to tell you why. Both of these stories are coming up next on News 10.
This segment is sponsored by Rogers Home Improvement.
This newborn baby could save the life of another child if her parents take one simple step. How? The story tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Look at the difference new windows can make in your home with the Elements 10,000 window, the best looking window in the state, only from us, unique window and door. This window received the highest ratings from the American Architectural Manufacturers Association's Gold label. You can check it out on the internet. It means every one of our windows that come off the product line have the same high standards, not like the competition, which has a demo window they gussy up and take to the lab. Only one. Take a look at this before shot and now the after shot. Want to save some money? Final week to take advantage of our big June 30 home special. We have this every year, and it comes to an end on the 30th. Be one of 30 homeowners to get these special savings, including great financing, plus the Leaf Slugger gutter system, absolutely free with the purchase of new windows, so you don't have to worry about your windows or cleaning out the gutters again. And if you call in now, boy, this will come in handy, a $50 gas card with the in-home estimate. If you call now, final week to get the 30 home special and the $50 gas card, call Unique Window and Door now.
You were always a good employee. You worked hard. You never asked for anything you didn't deserve, but now you can't work. You may qualify for Social Security disability benefits, benefits that are available to those who can no longer work because of a disease, illness, or injury. Benefits that are available regardless of your age. If you can't work, find out if you qualify. Call us at Fleshner, Stark, Tanusa, Newland. The call is free. The advice is free. 232-2000.
This newborn baby could save the life of another child if her parents take one simple step. How? The story tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
If you are one of the millions of Americans who take a multivitamin, the bottle it comes in may soon change. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has decided makers of vitamins, herbs, and dietary supplements must now meet new government standards to show the products are free of contamination and contain exactly what the label says. Under the long-awaited ruling, companies must test the purity, strength, and composition of all their supplements. Americans appear to be doing a better job of managing diabetes, according to a new survey. More than half of the diabetics reach targets for controlling blood sugar last year. Just over a third of people had their diabetes well controlled in 2001. A large nationwide study is linking autism with growth hormones. The National Institutes of Health and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention found that boys with autism had higher levels of growth hormones than other boys, which may explain why children with the condition often have larger heads and weigh more. Those are some of the day's top health stories. I'm Steve Dunlop, CBS News, New York.
In farm news this midday, the recent rain has farmers here in the Wabash Valley breathing a temporary sigh of relief. After weeks of bone-dry weather, farmers in southern Indiana are happy to get some rain. Weekend showers helped replenish their heat-stressed corn and soybeans. The rain also improved conditions of crops that had gone weeks without almost no water.
It was a good feeling to wake up and actually see some puddles, and went to the rain gauge immediately, and we had about 6/10 of an inch of rain. That will give us at least a couple days of relief.
It's a help. It's not going to cure all of our problems.
Farmers say the rain will help second crop beans planted behind recently harvested wheat. They also say it's been so dry that they'll need several more weeks of timely rains to make for a good crop. Now here's a quick check of your midday markets for this Monday. If you're looking for a new book to pick up and read this summer, you'll want to stick around. Our in-studio guest explains more right after the break. And still ahead, you'll meet what pooch took home the title of the ugliest dog in the world. You won't want to miss this story. You're watching News 10 at midday on WTHI.
News 10 is sponsored by Ivy Tech Community College. Enroll now for fall semester.
Welcome back. Dr. Jeff McCall joins us from DePauw University, has a new book out, and I have to tell you, folks at home, he's one of the reasons why I got into this business in the first place. It's so good to see you.
It's nice to see you too, Susie.
And you've got a new book out.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
Well, I've written columns for several years for newspapers in the country, Indianapolis Star, Chicago Tribune, Atlanta, some different places. And I write on media issues, media analysis kinds of things, and I always get responses from people who say, I didn't know that. And one of the themes of my book is that the average American citizen doesn't know enough about how the media operate. And so therefore they need more what I call media literacy so that they can understand more about how the media operate. Because I think people need to know. And interestingly, in our educational system, pretty much K through 12 and even into college, there's very little instruction that goes on about how the media operate. We'll learn about literature and poetry and that sort of thing, but very seldom, unless you go out of your way, you won't find a module or a coursework on how the media operates. So my book is to try to designed to try to help people understand more how the media operate, and also to encourage them to take a role in letting the media producers, the media managers, know what they think of media content. You know, a lot of people think that the media maybe don't serve us as well as they should at sometimes, okay? And so, but they don't know how to impact the system. And I encourage people, you know, contact the Federal Communications Commission, contact producers, contact general managers, contact advertisers who pay for the programs that are on the air. About 3/4 of Americans in a recent survey indicated that they thought television in particular was contributing to moral decay in society. Well, that may or may not be true, but there might be something to that, and if people feel that way, they need to let programmers, and by the way, even at the network level, you know,
let them know.
Let them know how they feel, and if they think there's too much violence on TV, you know, move forward and let folks know about that.
How long did it take you to compile all the information to put this book together?
Well, I've been writing the columns in newspapers for about 10 years, so these are issues that I've tracked for a long time. The actual writing of the book took about 8 months probably. But I've, you know, like I said, I've been researching these issues for a long time, and I've written newspaper columns, and there are chapters in the book on federal regulation, on how the First Amendment works or doesn't work, the broadcast news agenda and whether it's serving our democracy well. Kids in television, a lot of people are interested in like how they should manage, you know, the television viewing of their kids and what they should do to help oversee their kids' viewing and what impact that viewing might have on their kids.
Where can we get a copy of this book?
Well, some area bookstores have it, although it might be hit and miss, but some of the area bookstores have it, but online from Amazon.com and the publisher, Roman & Littlefield.
Okay, well, thank you so much. The title, viewer discretion advised. Go pick it up. Dr. Jeff McCall joining us from DePaul University. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susie.
We'll be right back. Meet Elwood, officially the ugliest dog in the world. Elwood is a 2-year-old Chinese crested Chihuahua mix who took home the coveted title this past weekend in Sonoma, California. Elwood, who's often called Yoda or E.T. by his owners, was rescued 2 years ago. This is the second time Elwood has competed in the annual Ugly Dog Contest. Last year, he took home second place. Elwood also earned $1,000 in cash for his owner. You know,
I don't know.
Even ugly dogs can be cute.
Yes, they can.
That one was a little strange.
That one was not cute at all. Let me show you what's outside, everybody. We have one area of some rain just south of Vincennes, slowly lifting to the north, slowly moving off to the east. So 41 just south of Vincennes is going to be a wet drive for you over the next couple of hours out there. And you can see the clouds are pretty thick that way as well. So a bit of some clouds and temperatures right around 80 degrees at this hour. No severe weather out there while you're watching your soap operas over the next couple of hours. Anything severe will be along the bottom or top of your screen.
Thank you so much, David. And that's it for News 10 at midday. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us tonight at 6, 5 Central for News 10. Have a great Monday.
This has been the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast, News 10, leading the way. For local news 24 hours a day, visit WTHITV.com.